Alright, so this is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. I just activated another P1000 recording because there's going to be some interesting video I'm going to be able to capture here and talk about it. The angled rays that you're looking at with the sun are called crepuscular rays. Emanating from a local light source, the sun. The sun, moon, and stars move above a stationary Earth. Stationary level Earth. About that. The sand here, because of beach renourishment, is about 5 feet higher than it was, and miles long. It was an amazing effort to add the depth of the sand. I'm going to zoom in on my friends over there with Aloha Water Sports, getting set up with the parasailing. That looks like my friend Jess. Known Jess for years. So a lot of the people that are in my videos, even, you know, like Jess out there on the boat, known him for years. I may pop on by later on, but they go and check out my channel. We've talked on season, off season. So when it's showtime and there's a lot of people riding the boats, obviously I'm not going to be out there talking to them. I've had significant conversations with a lot of people that interact with a lot of people. So it's an outreach not only during the season, it's a ministry outreach working with the people that work with the people that work with the people. Zoomed in on a little girl and her mom about a mile away. I'm not putting any of them at risk. You can just see it's a mom and her daughter. I see them learning to walk out here sometimes. How precious. There you go. Video to engage the heart and the mind. That's why I do this. It's way more than the shape of the earth. It's about the shape of humanity, the shape of the soul. What will it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? So I suspect long after I can no longer create content, Lord willing, it'll still be out there. I've got the YouTube Truth playlist, hashtag YouTube Truth. It's a playlist with an audio Bible and the Gospel of John movie in there. I recently put that to the top of my list of liked videos. It's my favorite Bible story, the Gospel account from John. one author of Scripture. The other thing with an extended broadcast like this is it gives me the opportunity to just to show you some time. You can scroll back and forth if you like to, or show you what it looks like as you know, the nighttime turns into day and the people come out and enjoy the beauty of this. So it's a virtual visit to the Myrtle Beach area, virtually free, pun intended. Those benches there are on an angle. The one I'm on right now is sitting level, I can tell. It's easier to sit on and to do what I'm doing. So now there's a several mile-an-hour breeze blowing the fog out from in front of the buildings, probably about 5 miles an hour. And even though the direct hard light of the sun isn't hitting the buildings, we can see them. Just a gentle little breeze. One of the reasons a laser test across this water isn't really anything I would want to do or participate in, simply because it's there's a tidal activity that there's a lot of water moving up at the edge of the continent here in South Carolina. Hey, what was that? So down in South America at the tip, or South Africa, really close to what it looks like on the globe. I've got multiple globes in the house. Like, that's some pretty warm area that's supposed to be really close to some really cold area. Like the tip of South Africa, right next to Antarctica and all that. So we really don't know the distances between continents for sure. I'm not a cartographer, so I can look at photos and say, hey, where was that taken? Well, even there I would have to trust the photographer, because NASA says they're taking pictures from space. They're liars. They're not taking pictures of the Earthrise. That's all Photoshop, because it has to be. It's Photoshop because it has to be. Yeah, you know what? I've got a camera right here. Why don't they just take it up high enough to show us the whole globe? How about the Hubble telescope? Is that high enough? Got a better camera than this one, supposedly. Why don't we have video of the Earth from space? Real stuff instead of make-believe, instead of the science fiction. Oh well, it's just the way it is. They're lying about it, presenting a false reality. Seeing is believing. What? What do we see and what do we believe? I've had more than one person ask me if water is wet. Yeah, hello, water's wet. Water evaporates, condenses, fills its container, doesn't stick to a ball. It's very reflective, a lot of energy in it to clean your body, to clean the earth. It's all part of the deal. It's reality. Truth and reality are interchangeable. And on a live several-hour broadcast with concurrently a couple of P1000 recordings, I know I'm repeating myself. It's for a whole different video. I would rather have the content and have somebody say, oh, there he is, got another long video, I'm not going to watch it. Okay. People do. People watch my videos more than I'm alive in a month. There's more watching of my digital me than I'm alive, as far as I know right now. No, artificial intelligence, AI, knows exactly how many minutes. So in this tapestry of humanity, there are locals that I've talked to on quite a few occasions. Some I've never talked to. Some I may never talk to or meet. But then they interact with the people that are out here that are visiting as well. It's all a very interesting effect. Now, one of the other things I'd want to call your attention to is, well, ooh, I can see the sun peeking through a little bit. About to. Trying to get a shot of it. It's kind of tough. I've lived in California on the coast, Texas, Corpus Christi, Port Aransas, Padre Island. I love the water. I started swimming. I had a young man say we don't have any memories before 4 years old. I'll say, hey, I remember when I was in a crib, when I was a baby in a crib. Not all of it, just some of it. I remember swimming in a lake when I was less than 2 years old, going underwater with a swim mask. I loved going underwater. So like this young man with the beach chairs walking there, he's from the Czech Republic. So when I'm out on the main street blowing bubbles, and I've interacted with a group from China. They loved videoing them. I'm zoomed in on a group of surfers way out there. And a lot of times the joggers will interact with the dog walkers, and it's just a symphony of humanity. And then the dog walkers and the baby stroller pushers and the parents of all these, the young children, the seniors. A symphony of humanity. Single, married, looking, not looking, not looking for another relationship. And part of what has happened with me is now that I'm actually born again, I'm really satisfied with my relationship with God. And so that's why I do this, because I can assure you it's not because of the approval of people. It's because of His approval in empowering me to do this. I love it. Absolutely love it. That's why I can say that even when there's difficult circumstances in my life. I'm drawing on a source that's beyond me. Ah, there's the sun. Wow. What I like to do too, and I'm doing it right now with the P1000, is I'm zooming in real tight on that, on the sun, and it's interesting how hard it is to see it unmagnified. So one of the dynamics with the camera is that it creates a lot of curiosity. A lot of people want to know what I'm recording, and some of them will, you know, of course, come up and talk to me. I've got them on my video, and then others will just go there or not. So if I've dropped a video in a group that's arguing about what the shape of the earth is, or whether or not people can decide to be a child of God or just realize it and be born again, or what about weather modification, global warming, and whatever conspiracy, whatever thing that people want to argue about, I may just, when I drop a video, I drop my playlist. Some people say this video doesn't prove anything. Hello, it's like 2,600 videos. If you want to look at them or scroll on by, ignore me if you want. I don't care. But the reality is I do care. I care enough about the people I care enough about doing what God created me to do. So even people getting upset and lying about me, that happens too. People lie about me, say things that aren't true. Oh well. That's part of the deal too. So even the people hating on me is part of the what I'm doing, what God is doing through me. They're going to be held accountable for a persistent reaching out to them and a refusal of God's imploring them. And I'm a part of that. We all are. We're all in this theater of battle. It's not a dinner theater where people congratulate themselves on a great performance. It's, I believe, a theater of battle, and truth and deception are main weapons, so that even though they can create a cloned, mind-controlled entity that maybe is even demonically inhabited, and people argue about that, whether that's even possible. I would say, yeah, I believe it is. Seen evidence of it. Is demon possession still happening? I believe so. I can't know for sure. I see some really wicked evidence around us. Wicked people doing evil things to innocent people. How does that work? Well, God is sovereign, meaning He's in charge. He knows what He's doing, and His perspective is far different than mine. And I just simply trust Him that He knows what He's doing. Is it okay to question God? Well, I believe it was really what He wanted me to ask Him. If I was, the question I asked Him is, if I'm truly born again, why am I such a mess? How about that? Good question. Tell him what he gets for that question. I'll tell you what I got. I got the Holy Spirit, passion, purpose, an eternal perspective, and the power to do what I couldn't do before. So I get to do what I want because He puts the want to do what He created me to do. It's an absolute perfect fit. God is not a cosmic killjoy. I'm imploring people to seek the truth with all your heart because it matters for eternity. More hard light, less humidity, more clarity of buildings. Let me show you.